يا أمة الإسلام بشرى لن يطول بك الهوان قد لاح فجرك باسما فلترقبي ذاك الزمان.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you are enjoying these videos, please click the share button, get the link, share it on your WhatsApp groups, on your social media channels. If anyone's life changes as a result of them watching this video, you will get the reward for it. Today's dream is about something that I had many years ago. At the time, I was involved in a financial dispute with some relatives, and there was some money that was at the matter of dispute. And one of my siblings was telling me that, look, that person is going to scam you, they're going to take your money, and if I was you, go and get your money back. And I was saying to my sibling that, no, they're not going to do that, they're not going to do that, and I trust them, and okay, there's been some disagreement, but they're not going to do that. So around that time, I saw a dream where I'm in a house and there's a big room, and I'm with that same sibling of mine who was telling me in real life that get your money back or they're going to scam you. So I'm there and he's there. Then suddenly a massive snake appears. Snake may be like a serpent, like something out of movies. It's not like a real, it's like this, it's like this thick, and it's got a snarling face, and it's looking at us like it's about to attack us. So my sibling says, run! So he turns around, then he starts running, he runs away. I turn around and run after the sibling, and as I run away, then the snake comes and it sinks its teeth into my back. So as I'm running away, I do run away, but as I run away, the snake comes and it sinks its teeth into my back. And I remember in the dream thinking, giving like a big thing, because it sinks its big teeth into my back and it releases some poison. I still get away, but I remember that, I got that big chunk bit in my back, and then I managed to get away. A few days after that, I found out that what my sibling told me came true. That relative basically took all my money. And that was the snake in the dream. When you see a snake in a dream, it means someone very close to you, like a close family member or close relative, or someone in your inner circle, is going to harm you or wants to harm you or is going to betray you in any way. I was bitten on the back, not on the front. I was bitten on the back while I was running away, because it was like betrayal, because I didn't expect this person to betray me or to financially to take my money like that. And everything was written, everything had been done by agreement, everything was done properly as it was meant to be done. But there was, it was done in such a way that there was nothing that I could do about it. So a snake in a dream is an enemy from your inner circle who causes you harm, and then they slither away they scatter away, they slither away just like a snake does. 3 reflections from this dream. Firstly, the most harm in your life is going to come from those closest to you. There's a saying that people say, oh, family is everything. I got you, fam. Fam, I got your back. They got this thing, fam. Yeah, oh, he's family, she's family, and everyone like family. And people have this impression that, oh, everything is family, and your family will never hurt you, your family wouldn't do anything for you, they will always have your back. In most cases, that is true, but as a result of that thought that people have in their mind, oh, it's my family, people lower their guard. And then when the guard is lowered, then that opens the door for family members or relatives to take advantage of you or to scam you or to betray you. So many times I've seen it, and I'm sure either you have disputes of your own amongst family or extended family. I've seen brothers spend tens of thousands of dollars going to court over financial disputes. sons taking mothers to court, parents taking children to court. I've even seen a case of a mother did black magic on her own daughter-in-law in order to keep her son under her control, and as a result of that broke up a happy marriage of her son. What type of mother would do that? For her own security, she broke up the marriage of her son, and somehow they found out. So you see, throughout Islamic texts, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells us about these instances. So we find that in the Quran, where Yaqub alayhi salam, where his brothers, what they did to Yusuf, they threw him into a well and he was thrown into slavery, and maybe some 40 years passed by before he was able to see his dad again. His dad lived in agony for almost 4 decades. Abu Lahab, the uncle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who caused him so much harm. Lut alayhi salam, his wife, she betrayed him to the enemy. Asiya, who was married to the worst tyrant in history, Fir'aun, and he harmed her, he killed her. Ibrahim alayhi salam, Prophet Ibrahim, his father was an abusive father who threw him into the fire. So much harm comes to people from within their family and extended family and those close to them. So if you see a snake in a dream, watch out. Someone very close to you in your inner circle is trying to harm you. Don't be paranoid and start doubting everyone. The chances are you probably already have an idea who it is, and learn to read people's eyes, because the eyes, they betray the soul that is inside. No matter how eloquent, articulate or charismatic the individual is, the eyes, they tell you everything about a person. Whether that person is a liar, whether that person is a porn addict, whether that person is jealous, the eyes, they betray everything. Learn to read people's eyes, and you will be able to spot when someone is trying to harm you. The second reflection is that you find out the true nature of a person when it comes to money. Once at the time of Umar bin al-Khattab, a man was looking to get married, and someone wanted a reference on him. So Umar bin al-Khattab asked, who knows this man? He announced, who knows this man? And one man said, I know him. So Umar bin al-Khattab asked him, have you lived with him? And he said, no. Have you traveled with him? And the man said, no. Have you done business with him or have you had money dealings with him? He said, no. Umar bin al-Khattab said, then go away, for you do not know him. In another narration, he asked him, did you just see him praying in the mosque? And the man said, yes. He said, go away, for you don't know him. When you live with a person, you see their true nature. You see what they're like when they're stressed, when they're angry, when they're hungry, what their hygiene is like. That's what you see, what a person is like when you live with them. When you travel with someone, you see them under pressure and how they deal with other people. And when you have money dealings with someone, it says a lot about them when it comes to money and greed and selfishness, because they're saying that everyone changes when it comes to money. Maybe not everyone, but most people change when it comes to money. They've revealed their true colors, who they are. There's a wrong understanding that having money or being rich makes you a bad person. That it's wrong in Islam to be rich, that we should all just be poor and you shouldn't try to make money, and it's wrong to be rich. And a lot of jealousy is directed towards people who have money. Oh, look at him, he's arrogant, he's stuck up, who does he think he is, who does she think she is? Money does not make you a good or bad person. All money does, all wealth does, wealth just amplifies what you already are. If you are an evil person, if you get money, you will be even more evil. And if you are a good person and Allah gives you wealth, you will be an even better person. It's not the money that is the problem, it's what you do with it. Some of the worst people I've met in my life were people who had no money and no character, like people I met in prison. And some of the best people I've met in my life, having traveled through over 40 countries in the world and having met some exceptional people in my life, some of the best people that I've ever met in my life, or accompanied, or lived with, or traveled with, were extremely wealthy people. And you're talking like almost billionaire level, for example. So money just amplifies who or what you already are. There's nothing wrong in having money. In fact, a Muslim should try to make wealth, because wealth is power. And once you have money, there's so many good things that you can do with it. But so there's nothing wrong in that. And the third reflection is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sometimes He sends you warnings through dreams, especially when you're involved in making a decision or you're about to embark on something. In this dream, the bite was the harm that was done to me, where I lost my money. It hurt and I screamed because it was really painful, because I never expected that person to do that to me. And it was from the back, because I was in a position where I wasn't really able to, the way the circumstances were, I was not able to protect myself. And I never expected it. I never expected it to come. So listen to the signs. Learn to read the signs, especially if you're involved in making a big decision like marriage or a financial issue or some major decision. Learn to read the signs, because sometimes Allah sends you signs repeatedly and we ignore them. There's this joke that my American lawyer told me. He's a Catholic, and he told me this joke. It's a joke, but it has a true meaning. He says, a man is the town where a man is living. There's a lot of rain and it begins to flood. So he climbs up to the top of his house, and he says, I'm going to wait here because God's going to save me. I don't want anyone else to save me. A man comes to him on a boat, and he says, come get in, I've come to rescue you. And he goes, no, I don't need your help, God's going to save me. Then another man comes and he goes, here's a ladder, you can get to safety. And the man, he replies, no, he said, I don't need your ladder, God's going to save me. Then a short while later, a helicopter comes to rescue him, and he goes, no, I don't need your help, God's going to rescue me. So eventually the man drowns and he dies, and then when he goes to the afterlife, he says to God, he goes, God, I was drowning, and I said that you were going to help me, you didn't even help me. And God says, well, what did you expect me to do? He goes, I sent you a boat, I sent you a ladder, and I sent you a helicopter, but you rejected it. So the meaning of this is true, but Allah sometimes, He's repeatedly trying to send you signs and signals and dreams, but you're just ignoring them. If that happens, if you're seeing signs and repeated dreams about something where Allah is trying to warn you about something, heed those signs, listen to them. Even if it goes against what you actually want, Allah is trying to communicate something to you. If you go against them and you ignore them and harm comes to you, you only have yourself to blame. And the last thing I wanted to say is, if you are that person that has scammed someone financially, or taken their money, or taken their right, or harmed them, or oppressed them in any way, sort it out now. If you are unable to pay that money back because that person has died, then give sadaqah, give charity on that person's behalf according to the amount of money that you scammed them of, and ask Allah to put it in their account so that Allah may forgive you and wipe this out. If you don't do that, then on the Day of Judgment you will have to pay with your deeds, and the only currency on the Day of Judgment is with deeds. There's no money, there's no US dollars, there's no pound sterling, there's no Bitcoin on the Day of Judgment. It's only deeds. If you harm someone, you pay that person with your good deeds. If your good deeds have finished, then they give you some of their sins, and that's how these things are sorted out. So if you have ever scammed someone financially, or you took a loan, or you didn't pay them back, or some sort of scam, find that person or their family and pay it back. Otherwise you're going to have to pay it back on the Day of Judgment. If you enjoyed this video, please share it on your WhatsApp groups or your social media channels so that someone else, they may benefit from it. If someone's life changes as a result of you sharing this video, then you will get the reward as well for it. Like it, leave a comment even if it's one word, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Until the next video, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الإسلام بشرى لن يطول بك الهوان قد لاح فجرك باسما فلترقبي ذاك الزمان. يا أمة الإسلام بشرى لن يطول بك الهوان، قد لاح فجرك باسما فلترقبي ذاك